think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Ladies and Gentiles, it is I, Dick Thunderlips, here with your Recaparoo that all of you seem to need to validate your existence. You all need Dick to talk about your fantasy failures, your fantasy highs, your fantasy lows, and, well, your Freddy woes, like always. And all of you demanded Dick in your ear, and you couldn't get Dick out of your mouth, and all of you are just the dickiest bunch I've ever seen. And so, hard and fast, Dick ran back to the studio and found a way to be able to see the computer, and now Dick is going to give you the Recaparoo that all of you need in your lives and in your ear holes. And without further ado, welcome to the Heroes of Fantasy Recaparoo. It is week 5 of Fantasy Action. With that in mind, we're going to Recaparoo week 4 and all the sad failures of that. Check. And all the swears and all the dares. And then we're going to get to the standardoos and see just where the failures really are riding here, folks. And just like anticipated, Dickie's back, baby. So without further ado, let's get to it with the first recap. And that was a clash of the Professor Ito and old Danny Boy in a clash of what is apparently Titans this year. As the Professor Ito dropped a $133 on Danny Boy's McConkie Tonk Man. And the McConkie Tonk Man did not show up this week, only scoring 81.7. Perfect time for Dick to come back and stick it right in Danny's boot hole as we see Oscarito's team pulling up the solids with the upstart of Sam Darnold. What is happening this year? See, Dick just couldn't report when we're busy watching Sam Darnold and Joe Flacco and, you know, the what's his name, Andy Dalton is back. I mean, what is going on, folks? Apparently, if you're a mediocre white guy, you peak in your late 30s. Anywho, so Oscarito just going off here. I don't even know what's happening. Brian Robinson Jr., he's got Brian Thomas Jr. on his bench. Not to be confused, they're both going off. I don't know what's going on here, but Oscarito's got a great start to his fantasy year, propped up by Rando Sam Darno. And Danny Boy just fell to the wire. Josh Allen, the biggest fantasy I don't know what to call him, but Jekyll and Hyde maybe. This boy is dropping 40s and then 7s and then 50s and then 6s. He's on the roller coaster, and meanwhile, you don't like to see it, but hey, he's got a dolphin. If you got a dolphin, you ain't looking good this year. And as always, Kyle Pitts, bro, put up a goose egg. That's about as good as it gets from Kyle Pitts. It's only good from here, you know. If you anticipate the 0 and you're ready for the 0, you can handle it. But hey, you know, what are you gonna do? Tight ends are extra tight this year. Dick would know. He ain't getting into any of them. Anywho, Professor Ito puts down Danny Boy, both seeing their records go to 3 and 1. And someone else that's 3 and 1 now is Tyree way down in the hole, putting down Al Jose Valdez, Obi-Wan Mahomie, a $129.88 to 65.2. What does that even mean, folks? Jose not even half the points of Tyree as he continues his woes year at 0-4. Remember when L was relevant in fantasy? Pepperidge Fudge remembers, I think. I don't know. But Justin Fields somehow scoring 31.9 for Tyree. I don't know what's going on. He's got the Bears D, but more importantly, he's got Kenneth Walker, who alone outscored L. I mean, he only needed Justin Fields and Kenneth Walker to outscore L. So it's a pretty good performance here for Mr. Tyree. I don't know how he's going to do week to week when Justin Fields isn't raffle stomping the Indianapolis Colts. But hey, what are you going to do? Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomie only dropping 13 as Al has fought through losing C-Mac to an injury, who he dumped all of his money in, as is his yearly tradition. And Justin Jefferson, only 17. Jefferson's got to score 40 to make up for Al's payroll here. So it just ain't happening. Al's team, the dredges of the league, as it were, week to week, only scoring 65 as the Bucks roll on here, folks. Sorry, Al, do better next time. And speaking of next time, another clash of potential Titans is Jay Sizzle, the other undefeated team, dropped it, saying, dude, where's Lamar? Against That's So Raven Dwayne Rainey, the prototypical Raven fan, putting down his own quarterback. a $108.06 to 86.5. Jay Sizzle tasting defeat, going to 3-1. Dwayne going to 3-1. Dwayne Rainey riding Jared Goff to victory with 26 big cajoons, and then just overall solid performances from him. Nothing too much to him or her about, but Jay Sizzle, past Lamar Jackson and CeeDee Lamb just not getting it done here, folks. And that's how the cookie crumbles for the Jay Sexel one, as everyone just taking L's this week. If you're at the top of the mountain, the standings will be tight. And Dick likes it tight. I've already used that joke once today, but tough. I haven't been able to say anything in like 4 weeks, so I got to do it like 2 more times. Anywho, moving on. Steven more. Trust in the process. There's no process to trust. He's looking like Al Valdez out here, dropping to 0-4, only scoring 83 against C. Jizzle's Laporting for injury. 1-3. C. Jizzle, the two teams with no dubs facing each other. You gotta love it. CJ gets that first big win of the year. He's on that championship hangover for sure, but he got it done this week. Geno Smith scoring a respectable 21, and that's about where the respect stops. CJ stopped trusting some of his starters, so they scored in his bench. That's how this works. But it was enough to get past Steven Narramore's basically dead body, as Joe Burrow tried to carry a team of corpses across the finish line. But hey, what are you going to do, folks? DJ Moore not gelling with Caleb. Mark Andrews may as well be a ghost. A goose egg. Mark Andrews and Kyle Pitts just high-fiving in the back somehow. I don't know. Brandon Ayuk, 5.8, not earning that ridiculous paycheck he got, that's for sure. Tough days for Steven Narramore, our former champ, as we see that the belt wears heavy, the crown so heavy that it makes you suck at fantasy after you claim it, apparently. Not that either of these fools were ever good. Anywho, rolling along, the Cape 1-0 QBs, Alfredo facing his own set of problems. Dos and Dos, with only scoring 58.6 in this shenaniganry of a week. A new low, folks, 58. Facing another redonkulously low score. Adrian, in fairness, would have beat Al, and that's about it, with 67.12. Apparently, low scores attract each other, high scores attract each other. That's how this always works. Adrian, however, luckily climbs to 3-1 with a measly 67 with what a haul, baby, as Jane Daniels carries Adrian's corpse to victory despite his negative 0.9 from Carson Steele, who he spent 1,000 fantasy buckaroos on out of free agency. That's how you do it. That's management, baby. He's like a young Jerry Jones out there. Meanwhile, Freddie doing everything he can, switching quarterbacks every week. This week was Dak Prescott's turn. Got a 16er, but nothing else doing from his team top to bottom. Freddie's got to reevaluate, make some moves. He ended up with 1,000 quarterbacks in the draft, and this man still has 4 on his roster. I don't know what's going on. It's QB again, and it's not helping as Freddie drops to 2-2. It's not too late. But hey, gotta do something soon here, folks. Meanwhile, some people without 1,000 QBs doing a little bit better here, like Zachariah Dawson putting down Matthew J. Segovia, 86.4 to 72.5, like a good neighbor's Malik something is there. And the Stroud, I can't read. When your team name is so long, I get a ... I'll give you an ellipsis straight in your dick hole. You see, here we go. His neighbor's Zachariah's team did indeed ride his namesake before he got concussed at the end of the game to 17 pointeroos. And the OG JT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, running free, baby. I don't know what's going on there. Little rejuvenation game against them Pittsburgh Steelers. Zach looking up, though, with Chase Brown scoring 22 on the bench. I don't know where the hell that came from. But meanwhile, Matt Segovia still not recovered from losing IP on the Chiefs. Luckily, he didn't pick up that negative scoring dude that Adrian did. But hey, what are you going to do? CJ Stroud and Kyrie Williams trying to do their best. But James Cook with the downer of a day as Buffalo struggled greatly against Baltimore. And you see the effects here as a big portion of that salarito went to James Cook, who couldn't get cooking. So Segovia sadly takes an L in what could have easily been a dub. against Zach, falling to 1-3, folks. But hey, we can't all be Slicky, Ricky, Dicky, sneaking in a victory. See what I did there? Aldo, a tough luck loser. Big Zo is back, and sadly at 1-3. The perennial playoff contender last year, dropping an L here, scoring 90, more than enough to beat half the teams this week. But sadly, that's how this works. $1.19 for Ricky G and the new Slicky Ricky Johnson's. Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, dropping 15. It's gotta stink when you're matching the other guy's QB. Jalen Hurts, a top paid pick, losing to Andy Dalton. It's gotta sting. But Derrick Henry just abused. Just the Baltimore Ravens just are like, hey, let's just keep giving this guy the ball. Brain surgery. It is what it is. The Tennessee Titans gonna figure out. Baltimore has. And Jordan Mason continues to be the shining gem of free agency with C-Mac still out. And he's just soaking it up with 23 and Deontay Johnson cherry on top. What are you going to do, folks? When they're clicking, and he's still got some dudes on the bench. I mean, Jordan Love's back. He didn't want to put him in too early. If he had, he just would have broken the back of poor Aldo and been the top scorer. What do we know? Meanwhile, Alderito, not too sad here. Chuba Hubbard dropping 20. I don't know where that came from, folks. But, what are you going to do? Jason Wilson, I ain't making up names. Jameson Williams still thinking that he's a dude with 15. But, Aldo still hasn't made it past them Cooper Kupp injuries. And Devontae Adams demanding a trade is not helping the situation for Aldo's team. If Kupp comes back and Devontae Adams lands on a good team, Aldo's got a team. What can I say? But for now, he falls to 1-3, and Ricardo goes to the Aposorito of 3-0. Still only one trade done in the league by Ricardo and Oscarito. So, get those deals wheeling and dealing. It's not too late. But looking at the standings, folks, unbelievably, 2 0-4s, 3 1-3s, as we see Aldo, Segovia, C. Jizzle at the bottom here. Tough, Naramore, El Jose, all at the bottom, feeding situation. But what's friggin' easy is going into week 5. You got 1, the Oscarito, 2, the Tyree, 3, the Danny Boy, 4, I don't know who this is. Oh, Ricky G, 5, Adrian, 6, Dwayne Rainey, and 7, who's Dude Lamar? I have no clue. J Sachs, oh man. Anywho, all at 3-1. How does this happen? I don't know, but something's got to give. It's banana hammers out here, and it's anyone's ball game. Some teams are going off one week and then scoring 50 the next. It's crazy. I don't even know who's a good team right now. All I know is y'all got a chance, except for Al. Al looks like he sucks. But y'all got a chance otherwise. Well, except for Adrian. I guess Tyree is still your daddy. But anywho, remember, get those claims in when you can. It's been a weird waiver claim time as well with all the dying tight ends. There's been lots of guys going for $1 million and scoring 2 points. But hey, Jordan Mason, man, living the dream. Anywho, wheel and deal, get the moves done, and get your picks into Oscarito for those points for the championship bowl of doom later in the year. I think Dwayne and Steven are the only slackers. But anywho, that's it for now. And don't see a doctor about the dick in your ear. It's perfectly normal. It'll come out later in the week. Dicks out, baby.